Sierra Hotel, India, Echo, Lima, Delta, Shield.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the most must-see YouTube channel. Welcome to
Heels and Faces! Heels and Faces!
And we are at our first milestone episode, episode 10, baby!
10! Ding, 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 ding. Yo, you're so bad at these songs.
I had the melody, man.
If we had to Shazam you, it'd be right.
So what's on our agenda for today?
This time around, we decided for our milestone 10th episode, we're gonna rank the top 10 best WWE World Champions over the past 10 years. Yes, we're gonna be saying 10 a lot. And let's get right down to it. I think we should start with the people that almost made it into this top 10. Sabs and I, we've been thinking about this a lot. We've got some names.
Our bubbling under, man. So the criteria essentially that we were using for this whole thing is memorable reigns, the length of the reigns, as well as, you know, what did this person actually do once he had the titles. So, bubbling under, let's start with our Universal Champion now.
Oh,
You thought he was going to make the top 10?
You thought it was going to be number one?
Well, he ain't even in the top 10.
You can't hate from outside the club. Can't even get in.
What a throwback, fam.
Oh! But yeah, we're actually surprised we both agree Roman does not deserve to be in the top 10 simply because let's look at his title reigns. 3-time WWE champion.
Yes, sir.
What did he do in that time? He really didn't do that much. So
Were they even memorable, man?
you
Not
know,
really.
yeah, he had good matches here and there, matches with AJ Styles, but they were all really short title reigns. But I do believe this Universal title reign that he's on, it's going to be the one that will eventually get him in a top 10, but not our one, not for our 10th episode.
Ironically, this is the one who will get him over.
Hey! Another name you put in the hat, Triple H.
Yeah, man. Mainly because of how he won the title. This was at the Royal Rumble. No one else has ever won the title during the Royal Rumble match itself. But as for the reign itself, yeah, it was
Beat Dean Ambrose at Roadblock.
Yeah, but overall lackluster.
Yeah. So it's very important as well that we made this criteria tight that don't think of the guy and his career and how it was. Think of the actual title reigns. In this
we were having words with this one because Triple H, we all know, cerebral assassin, the creator. He is the game, man.
Yeah.
He is definitely an all-time top 10, but
not over the past 10 years.
Yeah, not over the past years.
Another omission, we have Mr. Yes, Daniel Bryan.
He's more like a no now.
Oh, a lot of people are going to be hurt, but I think it's well documented. Daniel Bryan had one of the most iconic wins. WrestleMania 30, the underdog came through all the odds, beat the whole of Evolution on one night. But what did he do afterwards?
Exactly.
Got injured.
Exactly.
So we can't put him in the top 10 best champions.
But definitely worth mentioning in the way you said he won. Definitely.
Yeah.
Yes movement has become the no movement.
Yeah, no,
that was. So now we're gonna jump into our top 10, and we just want to reiterate that this is purely based on our own opinions on what or who rather is who were the top 10 champions over the last decade, based solely on the length of the reign, how memorable the reign was. So jumping straight into number 10. This is a tough one. So we have like a triple threat for this one.
Yeah, that's true. We've got a tussle between Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson,
the most electrifying man in the whole of sports entertainment.
Oh, you know what you just did there? You just snatched the mic from me. Doesn't matter what you think. We've got The Rock, we've got The Undertaker, big names, and the third person is Jinder Mahal. Now, a lot of people will be like, what, Roman wasn't in the top 10? Jinder's in the top 10? If you want to fight us, hit us at the comments section. But just listen to our logic. So I want Jinder in this top 10. And I actually want him to be above The Undertaker. Not above The Rock, Shem, at least. But I want him to be above The Undertaker simply because the historic nature of his title reign. He was the 50th WWE champion. He is the first Indian WWE champion. And he beat Randy Orton 3 times. He beat a fan favorite Shinsuke Nakamura 2 times. He went toe to toe with AJ Styles. Come on,
man! But you're talking about feats that Undertaker himself has done before. He's beat Randy.
Not for the title,
but he's beat Randy. So
not for the title.
It's something that Taker himself could essentially do.
Okay, sure. Give me some stats about Undertaker's title reigns over the past 10 years. Let's look. The 08 name was the last time.
Yeah,
he beat Edge. Or 2010
actually. Yes. That was for 170 days.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So let's talk numbers, right?
But
yeah.
what did he do? What did he do?
He beat. Wait, shoot, he did beat Randy.
No, not during the title reign. But I don't know.
It was memorable, man, until the point came where he was comatose or whatnot.
I don't know. Jinder for me, I really want Jinder to be 9 and Undertaker 10.
I would honestly put Jinder at 10.
Okay.
As much as Jinder was history and whatnot, but I honestly think over the 10 years, as much as Jinder wasn't really present over the 10 years.
True, it was, but you don't have to have been there throughout the 10 years.
I mean, exactly, yeah. But I mean,
when I think the past 10 years, I do think Jinder. Like, come on,
Jobber. That's what I think.
Even the story from Jobber to champion. Imagine he had not won a title in WWE. Next thing is WWE champion. Boom. That's history, bro. Come on.
But in terms of memory, though.
But
do we not revere Taker more as championship in terms of
fair enough. When you think the quality of the champion,
exactly.
I
suppose that's a last resort
to that. Yeah, fair enough. So I can put number 10 Jinder Mahal, number 9 Undertaker.
It's just now the other person we haven't talked about is
The Rock. The Rock is at 8.
Is that based on his last title run?
Yeah. So he beat CM Punk to beat the 434-day run.
He beat Punk twice. So.
Beat Punk twice. Went to WrestleMania, beat Cena. Is that enough, actually, if you think about it?
I mean, he lost his season.
Okay, he lost to Cena, yes.
But then that was the last we saw of him in terms of the title picture itself.
Honestly, the more I think about it, actually, is 8 not too high for him?
I feel like, okay.
Jinder above Rock.
But The Rock, though. Okay, let me not put in my own
bias in terms of
bias.
who you like.
But yes, I would, since he only had one run which he beat the same person twice. Okay, I'll put Rock at 10, Jinder 9, and Undertaker 8.
Okay,
I would go for that.
Okay, so Rock at 10, Jinder 9, and Undertaker 8. Okay, I like that.
I'm good with it.
Next up, we've got a face-off that could make any WrestleMania card.
You're talking about a dream match right here.
Just thinking about it gets me so excited. For the Battle of 7 and 6, we've got Edge and Seth freaking Rollins. Our time. Burn it down! But on the stage, I see clearly. Okay, before this becomes a human
and someone gets hit with a spear
or a curb stomp. Let's look at the 2 credentials of the 2 guys. Let's start with the veteran, Edge. You want to take us through Edge?
Oh, of course, man. The excellence of execution himself.
Ultimate opportunist.
The ultimate opportunist. I'm telling you, this is probably one of the greatest stories I have ever seen of how someone goes from basically not being anything to really showing in SmackDown in the SmackDown manner.
He really defined SmackDown.
He really defined SmackDown, how this is the land of opportunity. Winning so many titles as well.
And the way he won the titles as well was always epic. This guy talking cash-ins. I remember distinctly in 2010, he was WWE champion. He lost the Elimination Chamber at the beginning of the night. By the end of the night, he knocked out Kofi Kingston before the match started, got himself in the chamber match, walked out world heavyweight champion. So he lost the title and won a title in the same night. Boom! If that's not a top 10 world champion, I don't know what is.
Yeah, he's definitely going to go into the all-time greats.
Let's talk about how he finished as well.
Ah,
Sad, but epic as well. I mean, imagine you retire as world heavyweight champion after defending a title at WrestleMania 2011. I think definitely he's arguably should be number 6, but Seth Rollins.
I mean, he also has a lot of memorable cash-ins. Since we talked about one memorable cash-in, I mean, which was arguably the greatest cash-in of all time.
True. At WrestleMania, no one else has done that.
In the main event, and also the nature of it.
Yeah.
So the way he won the match itself, changing it into a triple threat, and then coming out on top
during the match. That was epic. True.
And then his run as well, man, was probably one of the greatest heel runs I've seen.
I also really enjoyed it. A lot of people actually don't like it. They feel that Seth Rollins was portrayed as weak. But I quite like the fact he literally had a wall of people to defend him, basically. The whole authority, J&J security, corporate Kane. Right. This guy, he was made, actually. And 220 days as world champion.
That's no small feat.
It was a breakthrough year for him. And the only reason why he lost the title was through injury. So
exactly.
He retired Sting during his WWE Championship reign. I think that speaks volumes.
And also during that run, he's the first person to actually hold both the WWE Championship and the United States.
And who did he beat for that?
It's John Cena.
Bruh, actually. Hey, 10, 7, and 6. Who takes it? I think it's so tight that we actually have to put the dream match into action, so to speak.
So if these two were to get pinned against each other,
who's going to win?
Who?
So lock it down. You know you're going to have some high flying from Seth Rollins. You're going to have the execution from Edge.
Yeah. The thing, I think,
some cheating from Edge, from both actually. They both can.
Okay. If we look at Rollins as a whole, coming from here, heel Rollins as well as.
But Edge was also a heel in the face.
Yeah. So okay, that nullifies itself.
It's a tight match.
Okay.
Spear versus curb stomp. Curb stomp is winning, bro.
But Rollins has shown that he can counter the spear into something else.
Okay, sure.
If you look at him versus Roman,
he can counter it into a pedigree. Okay,
even though he doesn't use the pedigree anymore, it still shows that he can still do it.
Fair enough.
So the ending of the match could end like that. But we need to talk about who is the better endurance athlete then.
Sure.
Who could better go the distance in that case?
I think Seth, to be honest. Yeah.
I think Seth too. Who can actually maintain?
It hurts me though because Edge was such a good champion. And we're talking about Seth's one title reign because he hasn't been world champion. Okay, he actually has, but the others were like quite short. Because he beat Roman in 2016 only to be cashed in on by Dean Ambrose. So whilst to Edge in that 10-year span that we're talking about, he had more reigns. Yeah.
Beating the likes
he's beaten the Undertakers, he's faced the likes of Batista. Those are all legends.
In the game. I think we can actually, just
we can't make it a tie, that's for sure.
We can't.
We had a tie for our predictions last week, we can't do that again. I don't know.
Okay.
Just
because of like legendary status.
My gut feel is also Edge. Yeah, even though Seth,
like we love Seth Rollins.
Top 10 champions. Let's keep that in mind. Top 10 best champions. I think Edge, but Seth could definitely get to that level. And the fact that he's already with one title reign,
he's already in this
conversation. Yeah. So I think Edge at 6, Seth Rollins at 7. I think we're happy with that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But please, if Edge was still in the WWE, that would be a dream.
That would be epic, actually. I would love to see that. If Edge would ever come back, it would be so awesome. And now that leads us into a top 5. And we've got 5 names. And we're going to mention them in no particular order. And then they're going to tussle it out. We're going to spit out our opinions, our facts. And then from there, we'll split out the top 5. So in no particular order, we're talking about Randy Orton, John Cena, AJ Styles. Who are the other 2 people that we're talking about?
We're talking about CM Punk, Brock Lesnar,
Paul Heyman, guys. Okay.
Paul Heyman, guys.
That's a very interesting top 5, so I'm very ready to get into that.
Now we're going to jump into our number 5. Plenty of discussions went into this, but it was unanimous. The number 5 is the phenomenal AJ
AJ Styles. Hey, this guy, he's been too good, Shan.
Right?
Let's
And I
be
mean, in the short period of time that AJ Styles has been in the WWE, he has had two
really good WWE
two
champions.
really good. His first was 140 days, and now this one,
It's like over 322 days, so he's doing very well. He is the longest reigning SmackDown WWE champion. So, I mean,
he's credible.
Yeah,
as a
definitely.
champion as well. I mean, he's had his matches.
good title defenses. I mean, beat Dean Ambrose and Cena in a triple threat match. He's beaten Shinsuke Nakamura a number of times. He defended his title in a 6-way at Fastlane.
And who
I
beat,
mean-
and who beat Jinder Mahal?
I was going to say Jeff Hardy. AJ Styles.
AJ Styles.
He also defended against KO and Sami Zayn in a handicap match. I mean, which other WWE champion has done that?
Exactly.
So the fact that he's not a Vince McMahon guy and the fact that he's held it so long, over 10 months, the current WWE champion, he deserves number 5, no doubt.
Yeah, no. AJ, without a doubt, gets number 5 for me.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. At number 4, we have the Viper, the Apex Predator.
The Legend Killer.
I have voices in my head. Okay, I want to know that.
You missed it.
I had my eyes closed and damn. But number 4 definitely has to be Randy Keith Orton. I think Keith is his middle name. Or Killer, I have no idea. But Randy Orton has had a stellar past 10 years. I mean, just let's look. 2008, he was the WWE champion, retained against Jeff Hardy. He was a heel and retained against Triple H and Cena at WrestleMania. That's very rare, actually, because you know WrestleMania usually happy endings. 2009, that feud he had with John Cena, where they were trading the titles back and forth. When he was a psycho kicking people in the head. That was epic. Randy Orton's had such a good title run. And let's talk about when he unified the titles.
Who better than Randy Keith Orton himself, who beat who?
John Cena.
Man, to be undisputed WWE
World Heavyweight Champion.
Bruh.
And he looked so cool, man, when he had both titles.
And
Like,
he was so menacing at the time.
he
Mean mugging,
oozed
bruh.
championship material.
Right?
So,
And he was-
Randy Orton, no doubt.
And he also, I mean, he played that championship bit as well because he had the authority backing him as well at that time. So.
So, no doubt about it. I think this one is quite easy. Number 4,
and
Randy
it's
Orton.
very memorable as well, man. Like,
True.
just seeing Randy with those 2 titles.
Yeah, no doubt. I agree with that.
And at number 3.
Oh,
Wow. At number 3, we have the Doctor of Thugonomics.
Hey.
We have
Super
Cena. Man.
Yo, John Cena, man. Okay, yeah, I'm the one who's liking to sing a lot now.
Of course, we have the man, the face that runs the place, John Cena at number 3. Of course, 16-time world champion.
Bruh, like you can't deny when you think WWE champion,
When you think WWE, actually.
you know, the franchise player, John Cena, the man.
Bruh.
This guy, he was such a good WWE champion. They actually changed the belt for him, the spinner belt, remember that? So,
Yep.
I mean, that puts you right up there, I have to say. And of course, he's been champion how many times now in the past 10 years?
Yeah, he's been champion 9 times.
9 times
actually,
at least,
in the
like-
past 10 years.
Bruh,
Imagine
like,
that.
so averaging like every year, basically, he's been WWE
Except for
champion.
1. But I mean, that's
Yeah, but that's really good, actually. Jesus.
So just based on that, even though his title reigns weren't really long, but the fact that the frequency of
consistently he was there.
You know?
And I mean, Cena's had so many epic feuds with his title reigns. Talking about CM Punk, you're talking about
John Bradshaw, Layfield.
well, that wasn't
obviously-
the 10 years, not in this 10 years,
Yeah.
but he's had some epic runs. Batista, let's mention Batista there as well. So Cena has actually done a hell of a lot.
and he's beat legend. as well.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it's undisputed. Yeah, Cena at number 3 is very
Top
good.
3.
I'm chuffed with that.
Yeah.
Now we're into number 2, and this one will be a very interesting one for most people. We have picked CM Punk, and I think it speaks for itself simply because to this day you still get CM Punk chants, even though he's not.
CM Punk.
He hasn't been in WWE for like 4 years, but still people miss him, and that's because he's also one of the most epic champions. Let's take it all the way back to literally 10 years ago, 2008. CM Punk, New Kid on the Block,
Yep.
cashing in on Edge to become World Heavyweight Champion. On Monday Night Raw as well, so that was quite epic. And not only that, then a year later, 2009, he does it again, cashes in on Jeff Hardy this time around. That epic feud with Jeff Hardy, that was really good as well. So, and then, of course, I'll let you take the 2011 period, because the one that really, really made him.
That heightened him. Oh, man. CM Punk, John Cena. I'm pretty sure you guys remember all of this.
Money in the Bank.
Woo!
Match.
When have we ever seen two titles on the same brand?
Bruh,
same title actually on the same brand.
Yeah.
So basically, man, CM Punk coming out on top of that, and then having what was the story, Grant?
434 days.
I would
as WWE champion.
Story,
what? That was huge over the modern era. And CM Punk was so good that in this title reign, he went and turned heel.
During the reign.
The same reign, bro.
So seamlessly as well. Bro.
Raw 1000 hits the GTS on the Rock, and he just really made us hate him. Like that was really proper. So I think no doubt purely based on the length of the reign, the memorability, if that's a word.
Yeah, I mean he beat like so many incredible people. He beat Cena 3 times essentially in that reign.
Like he hit it really well. So I'm chuffed.
And also there's the fact that they need to bring a whole Rock out of retirement just to dethrone him,
Fair enough. Fair enough.
So I feel like he had
losing to the Rock. I mean, there's no shame in that. Yeah. So yeah.
And now we're gonna give you guys a short recap before we get into our number one, baby. At number 10, we had Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, the most electrifying man in all sports entertainment.
Yeah, people's champion.
Yeah, my champion, of course. Number 10, The Rock was at number 10 because he beat CM Punk, who was the longest reigning champion at the time, and he changed the championship out, man. Brought it back to the OG title.
From the spinner to the OG. Had the Bromo Bull side plates as well. And at number 9, we have a very controversial man, the 50th WWE champion ever, the first Indian WWE champion, Jinder Mahal! A lot of people won't be happy that he's even in the top 10 actually, but we'll have one word for you, and that's
Shanti! Peace be with you, man. Number 10, we have...
Number 8.
Where's number 8? My bad. Number 8, we have the Phenom himself,
The Undertaker! OG status.
I just feel like Undertaker, he just speaks for himself.
Yeah, true, you know. And he had a very good, when you think world heavyweight champion, he is up there, so no doubt about that. Number 7, we do have Seth freaking Rollins for that 2015 run with the Authority. Oh my gosh, he really did burn it down. Let's be honest about that.
Yeah, he really broke the walls down, man.
You know?
He burned it down.
Number 6?
Number 6, we have the excellence of execution, of course, the extreme master himself, Edge.
Ultimate opportunist. No
Legend status.
Retired as champion, so he definitely deserves that spot. Number 5, we have the phenomenal AJ Styles, current WWE champion, over 300 days as champion, longest reigning
SmackDown champion.
You know, totally. So yeah, he definitely deserves number 5.
Number 4, we have the Apex Predator, legend killer. Man, he has perfected the punt.
RKO unified both titles, become WWE World Heavyweight Champion, so no doubt about it. Number 4, he's good. Number 3, we've got John Cena. You can't see him. He's at number 3, no doubt about it. 16-time world champion. The facts speak for themselves. Number 2, CM Punk, master of the GTS. Had the longest reign. At what? 434 days.
There we go.
And longest reign of the modern era until number 1. Yeah, that was terrible. You should do your Paul Heyman impersonation. Let's introduce to you our number 1 on the top 10 best champions over the past decade.
Ladies and gentlemen,
my name
is Paul Heyman, and I am the advocate for the reigning, defending, undisputed Universal Champion, Brock Lesnar.
Hey. And I think with this one, number 1, it'll be very controversial as well, because you could argue Brock is either a really good champion or is a really bad champion, because
He's a champion you love to hate and hate to love.
hey, bro, this guy was hardly ever around for both his title reigns in the past 10 years, as WWE champion in 2014, 2015, and now as Universal champion in the most recent history. But I think for me, what defines him as a really, really epic champion is this Universal Championship reign. Let's look at it. 450 days as champion. Whether you were there or not, the fact that they could keep the top belt on you means by you're a top draw.
Easily. You know? Yeah. And just think about the people that he's actually beaten as well in that time. We have the likes of Seth Rollins, John Cena, we have Samoa Joe, Braun Strowman,
Roman Reigns, Braun Strowman, Roman Reigns, Samoa Joe in the same match.
In the same match.
Bruh.
Man, he won a match with broken ribs, okay?
Dude,
broken ribs.
he beat Goldberg to become Universal Champion. He retained the title against Roman Reigns, a match that 120% of people thought Roman Reigns was going to win. At WrestleMania, Brock destroyed Roman. So I think, no doubt about it, he does deserve a spot as the #1 best champion in the past.
As much as he is a paradox, but like doing being there the least but doing the most kind of thing.
Yeah. No doubt about it. I think Brock Lesnar definitely deserves to be top of this. I've really enjoyed doing this top 10 actually. We did
number 10, of course.
Butt heads here and there, especially at the beginning. But it became more clear as we went along, and I really enjoyed this. It has been our 10th episode.
Baby, milestone #1.
You know
We're
what?
definitely keen for 10 more episodes to come.
So, there's nothing left to say but just shout out to everyone who's been supporting us so far, and do continue to watch our videos, and you can check us out on @heels_faces SA on Twitter, and also don't forget to like, share and subscribe right here on YouTube, and do comment as well and let us know what did you think about our top 10 best champions of the past 10 years.
Of course, I mean, by all means, this was our opinion, so what are your opinions? I mean, who do you think was your top 10 best champions in the last decade? And of course, I am Sab-Zero.
I'm Falsetto.
We'll see you in the next one.
Bam!